talking about memorable returns by NBA players throughout the telecast. Well, it was back on January the 28th, 1993. Our Steve Kerr made his dramatic return here to Cleveland after being traded to the Orlando Magic earlier that season. Now, it should be pointed out that Steve did not play. Even at this stage, Steve was chatting away on the bench, looking to his career.
But let me tell you something. The reception, the hostile reception that I got that night made this look like child's play. They were all over me.
You're talking from your own team, you mean?
Yeah, them too.
The Cavs were led that night by Mark Price, 29, and Brad Daugherty had 17. A victory for the Cavs.
Well, who was guarding Mike Price? You could have done a better job at whoever was guarding him.
They should have put me on.
There you go.
Marv, you love just hammering me. You love these little shots, low blows.
You know,
you just enjoy it. That's all.
I'm following through with what the staff has prepared.
Blame it on the staff. Throw them under the bus.
Fourth quarter is underway. LeBron James has been taken out by Eric Spoelstra and probably will sit out the rest of the way. LeBron 15 of 25 from the field, 38 points, a huge third quarter. He also has 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 24 of his 38 in the third on 10 of 12 from the field.
And it was the degree of difficulty on probably half those shots that were just amazing. 2 or 3 guys hanging on them, fading out of bounds, long twos.
Miami pulling away. In the second quarter, they outscored the Cavs 28-17. Cavaliers just 34% shooting. The Heat just under 60% from the field. Bosch from way downtown and way off. Rebounded by Leon Poe, who just checked in. The former Celtic who's made it back from surgeries on both knees. Poe to the bucket and draws the foul.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do if you're Eric Spoelstra is bring LeBron back into this game. And I know it's 28 points, but Miami has to be careful here. They can't turn the ball over, let the crowd back in it, and give Cleveland some quick points here. They want LeBron to sit right there the rest of the night.
So Poe to the line. He appeared in 20 games last season for the Cavaliers. Very valuable player in his 3 years with the Celtics, but he struggles at the free throw strike. He's 3 of 11 now on the season. A look at the upcoming national TV schedule. ESPN tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Bulls and Celtics up in Boston. Mavericks and Jazz in Salt Lake City. NBA TV Sunday, 6:30 Eastern Time. New Orleans playing at San Antonio. And you can go to NBA.com/FanNight. Vote for the matchup you want to watch Tuesday. That's Tuesday, December the 7th. Voting ends at midnight Eastern Time. Minute gone by here on the fourth. Joel Anthony off the catch, able to score.
Made a nice play there, making himself available for that pass from Wade.
That's a 3-point attempt. Gibson not able to hit.
Byron Scott's going to have to find someone or get some interior points, some points in the paint. Everything has just been a jump shot tonight for the Cavs.
Chalmers. Rebounded by Jawad Williams. Sessions and Gibson of the backcourt. Jamison, Poe, and Williams up front. Foul on Chalmers, who got the worst of that. Took a shot to the nose.
Adding insult to injury, or injury to insult, whatever it is. But if you're Cleveland, both. Yeah, both. But if you're Byron Scott and Cleveland, it's going to be very difficult to win games against teams that can score a lot of points. I mean, they're going to have to find their W's against the teams that they can match up with scoring-wise, and then just outwork them and out-hustle them, because that's the type of team they've been to this point this year.
Well, they average only 94 points a game. That's at the bottom of the league at 27. Here's Sessions. Poe is rejected. Jones with the block. Eric Spoelstra staying with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, along with Jones, Arroyo, and Anthony. Wade deflected out and last touched by Anthony.
It looks like Miami is somewhat going through the motions at the offensive end here, and you're right, Eric Spoelstra can't be happy. His offense was so crisp in the second and third quarter. You just don't want it to go south just because you're up by a big margin.
Jamison with room. Bosh. Well, both clubs having their difficulties here in the fourth. Crowd looking to get something going at this point. Jawan Williams.
So this is the moment in this game that you kind of worry about. You know, it's out of hand. The fans have been into it all night, but
also been drinking all night.
They've been drinking, and in the upper decks now we're starting to see some rowdiness.
Looks like they are ejecting some fans upstairs.
Out of bounds, Miami ball.
Let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, Marv, to follow up on a point that Stephen Red, you were making, what they have done here, the officers have lined up underneath the viaduct here so that people can't come down from the upper decks. And as these people have been trying to come down from the upper decks, they've been escorting them out of the building. Several also throwing things. They, too, have been escorted out and ejected. They don't want any problems whatsoever.
It has been quiet to this point, not quiet from the decibel level point of view, but it has been a blowout with Miami up now 97-70. Back in a moment.
You pave streets, right?
Yeah, I do, and I'm a fighter. Next fight's gonna show who I am.
Mickey, he gets in and he takes a punishment. I don't know why he does it.
You really think your family's looking out for you?
You can't be me. You had a hard enough time being you, and that's why you're in here. This is my shot, and I won't get another one after this.
Don't let them take it away from you.
The Fighter, rated R, in theaters December 17th.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
There are a lot of ways to express the joy you feel this time of year. Offering you a great deal on the 2011 Genesis is one of ours. Now, during Hyundai holidays, you can lease the 2011 Genesis for just $399 a month. From everyone at Hyundai, have a safe and happy holiday.
Tuesday night on TBS.
How bad do you want to be a part of this fraternity? We want it! Do you want? We want it! I want it!
Welcome to college.
No!
Glory Days. See an all-new episode Tuesday night at 10. Only on TBS.
Life leaves plenty of spaces for you to create in. So you can shape things as you see fit. Shouldn't your car do the same? Well, it can. Meet Zinc from American Express. The card you can shape to fit your life, so you can get more out of the things you're into. Build yours by adding packs filled with bundles of rewards and benefits. It's not just a card, it's your canvas. Create yours at zincard.com.
Welcome back to Quicken Loans Arena, where Miami leads by 27. Although it's been a very frustrating night for the Cavaliers, yesterday was a very rewarding day. It was the Cavs' annual hospital visit. Players and coaches visited the Cleveland Clinic Children's Hospital, where they delivered toys, blankets, and holiday cheer, along with moon dogs. It's all part of the Cleveland Cavaliers' season of giving, as continuing throughout the next week with their annual toy drive. Marv?
All right, Craig, 3 minutes have gone by here in the fourth. Nice move by Bosh. It counts as a foul. Beautiful spin. Draws the foul. He'll head to the line.
Foul on the Cavaliers. Number 4, Antoine
Jamison picks up the foul. So strong game for Chris Bosh. 15 points, 6 of 11 from the field. LeBron James sitting down with 38, along with 8 assists. Dwayne Wade 22 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and Dwayne Wade on the threshold of a triple-double.
And don't forget, Chris Bosh has his own homecoming in Toronto coming, and I don't think those fans will be real thrilled to see him either.
The Toronto crowd can be very tough on former players, as Vince Carter on the test too.
How about the big three for Miami? 75 of the 99 points coming from LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade.
Chris Jones for 3. He hit 3 3-pointers earlier, so it's a 29-point lead. Miami's biggest win of the season was by 32 over Minnesota in early November. That's a 3-pointer. Daniel Gibson from downtown. Cleveland's biggest loss this season taking place at San Antonio. November 20th, they lost by 24. And for what it's worth, we're not going to reach this number, obviously, as Wade comes up short. The largest differential in NBA history, our statistician Paul Evans, obviously with very little to do with it, was a 68-point win for Cleveland over Miami back in December of 1991 at the old Richfield Coliseum. It was 148 to 80. Sessions, nice pass to the bucket. And Steve, I'm told that you were a member of that Cavalier team.
I was. I believe I exploded for 5 points there in the fourth quarter.
You believe?
Well, hopefully you played in that game.
Thank God I got in, huh?
There's a 3 for Jones. That's his 4th 3-pointer. James Jones, who has been contributing with his long-range shooting. Cold feeling for Jones. Bo is stripped and fouled.
Well, it'll be interesting to see this Miami Heat team, especially in January when they get Mike Miller back, a guy who can play shooting guard, small forward, stretches the floor a lot like James Jones with his 3-point shooting. Terrific helping out on the board. So it'll be a different dynamic and a different player for Eric Spoelstra to use with the big three.
Eric Dampier, recent addition to the Miami roster, getting set to check in for the first time. Eddie House has come on for the first time tonight. Juwan Howard has returned. Stay tuned to watch EJ's Neato Stat of the Night, presented by HP during Inside the NBA, following tonight's Suns-Warriors game. That'll be the second of our doubleheader.
How about Wade's line as he leaves the game? Probably for the night, 22 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds. And this is probably, it's got to be without question, the best game that the big two have played as a tandem so far this year.
Although not always on the floor at the same time.
Right. But they both found their spots and found their way, and they both looked extremely comfortable.
But I will stress this, again, the Cleveland Cavaliers, a sub-500 team. Right. I want to see these Miami Heat do this against the Chicagos, the Orlandos, the Bostons, the elite teams in the Eastern Conference.
Foul committed by Gibson. Well, Miami started the season at 5-4. They won 3 straight, followed by a 3-game losing streak, including those losses to Memphis and Indiana. They have won their last 2, both at home against weaker teams, the Wizards and the Pistons.
The low point was the loss in Dallas when they held the players-only meeting afterwards. And I thought the most interesting quote from that night came from Rick Carlisle. He said, "We wanted to get them in a transition game. We wanted to really pick up the pace because we didn't feel that was their game." And that's sort of shocking when you think you want to get LeBron James and Dwayne Wade into a running game. But since that game, Miami's done a much better job, and granted it is against poor competition, but done a much better job getting into the full court, getting some transition hoops.
Here's Gibson. That's a 3 for Gibson. And that players only meeting was followed by a 30-minute private meeting involving Spoelstra and LeBron James.
Well, I want to know who was speaking in this players-only meeting, because in that locker room, there should be only one of two voices, either Dwayne Wade or Udonis Haslem, who probably didn't make the trip because of the injury. So if Dwayne Wade as Arroyo gets one to go down, that's the only person I want to hear about. I don't care about LeBron James and two-time MVP come to this team. This is not your team. This is Dwayne Wade's team. So if Dwayne Wade is not in front of that meeting and getting this ship right, I don't want to hear from anyone else.
Leon Poole lays it in. 5.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. Miami leads 105-82. Eric Dampier sets the pickup high for Arroyo. Howard. And Jones again wide open and hits another three-pointer. That's 5 from downtown for James Jones.
James Jones has died and gone to heaven in Miami. I mean, he's barely played the last 2 years. Sessions gets fouled on the jumper. He really hasn't had much luck with the playing time since he left Phoenix. Now all of a sudden he finds himself wide open on a nightly basis, and he is just draining three-pointers left and right.
James Jones has made it back from surgery on his right wrist, and that right wrist working very well.
The Leverage team knows how to turn up the heat, but December 12th, payback is best served cold.
People are getting scammed.
This is the best job ever.
The all-new Leverage 2-week event begins Sunday, December 12th at 9, only on TNT.
This Christmas, your father-in-law did not really put you in a lie detector.
Hello, Greg. I'm watching you.
Still.
Family is the gift.
Are you still physically attracted to my daughter?
Yes.
Even after birthing twins?
It's all good under the hood.
You're stuck with forever.
Can I go climb that big rock wall?
Yeah, okay, just be careful, buddy.
Henry could have a double dose of Fokker in him.
What does that mean?
Double dose.
Little Fockers. Rated PG-13. In theaters December 22nd.
Dad, where does breakfast come from?
Mom?
In a faraway land, there is the kingdom of breakfast. Every morning, giants go on a long journey and make a delivery to some breakfast wizards. They use magic wands to turn everything hot and tasty. And before you know it, you've got a hot and delicious breakfast.
So, where did I come from?
The simple joy of a real breakfast.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws.
Can driving a brand new Hyundai Sonata put you in the holiday spirit? Or do the holidays make it more fun to drive the Sonata? Now, during Hyundai holidays, you can lease the 2011 Sonata for just $199 a month. From everyone at Hyundai, have a safe and happy holiday.
Print from any mobile device, so your ideas can be there, even when you're not. Introducing the new web-connected printers with ePrint from HP.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by Autotrader.com. Now compare new and used cars side by side at Autotrader.com. By Hyundai Holidays. Savings, fuel economy, comfort, and joy. By State Farm. With 18,000 agents, we've got the best lineup in the game. And by the A-Team. Go bigger on Blu-ray High Def December 14th.
Back in Cleveland, aerial coverage being provided by Goodyear. New Fuel Max Tires, helping you get there on less gas. Calculate your savings at GoodyearTires.com. Just 5 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The last time that LeBron James played on this floor here at the Q, Game 5 of the series against the Celtics. LeBron with that sore elbow, just 15 points, 3 of 14 from the field. And you saw what he's done tonight. And as this game winds down, we note added security behind that Miami Heat bench, and security dramatically increased From the usual measures throughout the game, uniformed police and undercover officers located by the bench and along the tunnel leading to the visitors' locker room, there were major security concerns and things getting a little rowdy here in the fourth quarter.
When you see all the signs with the quitness and the quitness banners, everyone thought that Game 5 a season ago, LeBron James quit on him, and that's where that comes from if you looked at the numbers versus tonight.
That's also what Dan Gilbert mentioned in his letter the next day. He said, you watch the tape, LeBron quit, and there was something that was just so wrong about everything that happened in that series. The entire team looked demoralized, and you just almost knew at that point. You said, wow, he could really leave. This could really happen.
Dewan Williams coming up short. Here's Gibson for three. Well, last season, Cavaliers won 61 games, best record in the Eastern Conference playoffs. They beat the Bulls in 5, and in that Eastern Conference semifinal, lost to the Celtics in 6. House not able to hit from beyond the three-point line. Here comes Gibson, and he is fouled.
Miami's foul number 8, Carlos Arroyo.
Arroyo picks up the foul. Last season, Miami with a 47-35 record for the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, and then in the playoffs, they lost to Boston in 5 in the first round. Remember, 5 seasons back, 2006, Miami won the NBA championship, coming back to beat Dallas in 6 games.
And within a couple of years, they started to dismantle the roster in order to clear all that cap room. And I think one of the things that really has gone unnoticed with Eric Spoelstra the last 2 years, while Pat Riley was basically getting rid of every contract he could, Spoelstra won 90 games with this team. So you talk about a job well done and a guy who has carried on a strong Miami tradition. He's got the job done here.
That's why it was shocking when all these stories were coming out that Pat Riley is going to be coming down to the sideline soon. You really got to give Coach Eric Spoelstra a lot of credit, because he is under tremendous pressure after this whole decision thing by LeBron James and bringing Chris Bosh in. Everyone's talking about the writing was going to be on the wall because Pat Riley was coming down. This is one of the great young basketball minds in our game today, and he hasn't been given the credit that he's deserved.
It's a thankless job. I mean, no matter what he does, he's probably not going to get the credit, but he'll get plenty of blame.
Eric, just 40 years old, the second youngest coach in the NBA. Chalmers hits the three-pointer. Monty Williams, new head coach of the Hornets, is the youngest. Eric in his 3rd year as head coach of the Heat. Began as a video coordinator. He's been with the Heat organization for 13 seasons.
And I think, when you talk about Spoelstra and his tenure here in Miami in various capacities, turnover there by Gibson, I think one of the things to remember is that he grew up and learned from Pat Riley. Think about Riley's teams with the Knicks and with Miami. Very deliberate, very physical, completely defensive-minded. None of those teams were ever running teams. So now he inherits this group that he has to turn into a running club. And that's not really the type of coach he's been all these years.
Well, in fact, had to call around and find some fast-breaking drills as James Jones gets a long 2 to go. He hasn't really ran fast breaks under Pat Riley. And what kind of fast break drills do we do when you've got LeBron James and Dwayne Wade?
19 points for Jones. Dewan Williams with the bank shot. And a technical foul with Eddie House and Daniel Gibson getting involved. Perhaps a double technical. We'll see Zach Zarba guiding House to the side.
Double technicals issued to Miami's number 55, Eddie House, and to the Cavaliers' number 1.
It is a double technical, Gibson and House. And a timeout is taken.
Timeout, Miami.
2:25 left in the 4th. It's been all Miami. They're up 113-86.
There are a lot of ways to express the joy you feel this time of year. Offering you a great deal on the 2011 Genesis is one of ours. Now, during Hyundai holidays, you can lease the 2011 Genesis for just $399 a month. From everyone at Hyundai, have a safe and happy holiday.
Rated M for mature. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Available now. Night and day. Own it today.
November 15th. Go ahead, mark your calendars, because that's the first day you could switch your Medicare Part D plan. We're ready, and we can't wait to switch.
Make the switch to an AARP Medicare RX plan, insured through United Healthcare. Call now for a free information kit. Discover why these Part D plans are so popular with over 4.3 million members.
What I wanted was simple, the most value for my dollar. So now that it's time, we're making the move to a plan that really works for us. Plus, we'll be covered at like 60,000 pharmacies.
Call now and get predictable copays with no annual deductible, which means you could start saving with your first prescription. AARP Medicare RX plans include nearly all the drugs covered by Medicare Part D. So why wait? Call now.
November 15th is coming. I'm glad we're switching.
Get the plan that gives you all this and more. AARP Medicare RX plans insured through United Healthcare. Call today.
TNT Monday.
If you commit to it, you can do it.
The biggest risk in life
I feel good.
is not taking life.
It was new. It was exciting.
The journey is the thing.
See where life leads. Men of a Certain Age. Season premiere, Monday at 10 on TNT.
113-86 Miami, and LeBron James has put on an absolute show here tonight in his return, and he's done a little bit of everything. He's scored in transition. He's got lob passes from his buddy Dwayne Wade. He's hit several jump shots too. One here off the dribble. He has been so explosive. 15 for 25. You see the bucket and the foul, and LeBron came into this building, had to be nervous early on, quickly settled in, and just put on a display.
Two critical points in this game. The 16-0 run by Miami in the second quarter, and then LeBron James taking over in the third with 24 of his 38 points in that third quarter. Here's Eric Dampier, rebounded by Sessions. Cleveland led by 30 after 3 quarters of play. They're now up by 27 with just under 2 to go.
Well, I'm sure head coach Byron Scott has a better idea of his ball club now. He was wondering what they were going to look like coming into tonight with the bright lights in the world watching. He has a lot of work to do. There's not a lot of talent, but there's guys on here that work hard and play hard, and you're going to scratch some wins out. But when you go against the elite teams, you know you're going to take a knocking, and tonight was one of those nights.
There's Howard to the reverse. Some nice moves from Juwan Howard. Juwan, 37 years of age. Miami, his 8th NBA team. A successful return, an enormously successful return for LeBron James here to Quicken Loans Arena. Howard diving on the floor, tied up by Poe. LeBron started out well, didn't force the issue, despite the heckling, the chants from this sellout crowd, and then turned it up in the third quarter. Finishes with 38 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Dwayne Wade, an outstanding night, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. And Chris Bosh with 15 points off the bench. James Jones hit 6 of 8, 5 from downtown. 18 points in all for Jones. Daniel Gibson, the high man for Cleveland, he hit 4 threes, has 19 points. And a loose ball foul. It's on the Heat. So Miami will go to a record of 12-8 and then return home for Atlanta on Saturday night. Cavaliers will drop to 7-11.
And after all this, they're only, what, 2 games behind the Lakers? I mean, LA's lost 4 in a row, so they're having their own struggles now. And if Miami can kind of push this streak out a little bit, then they'll have a chance to kind of get things going and reestablish themselves in the Eastern Conference and get back to the point where they're vying with Boston for that best record. But we'll see. They haven't played anybody good yet.
Yeah, and to me, they're going to have to win more games of this magnitude. I know they're going against Cleveland with a sub-500 record, but win more big games on the road.
Right.
That's going to tell me a lot if this team is really taking the next step.
Miami 9-3 at home, and the win here this evening will make it 3-5 on the road. Shot clock down to 4. Kept alive by Chalmers. Got to hurry. He does. And scores from downtown.
When it rains.
That is how many? 10 threes tonight for Miami. 10 for 24. When they make shots, they are just very difficult to beat.
Say that about a lot of teams.
Well, I mean perimeter shots. When they make 3-point shots, duh, that was kind of obvious.
Wait a second, let me write that down.
When they make perimeter shots, then you get those 2 guys going in the transition game. Forget about it.
A 28-point win for Miami. 118-90. So they fall just short of their biggest margin of victory for the season. It's the worst loss of the year for the Cavaliers. So LeBron has taken his talents back to Cleveland. For LeBron James and the Heat facing this hostile crowd all night long. It's an easy win, and you know that they are happy to get out of town and back home for Saturday night's meeting with Atlanta. The Heat, with their 3rd straight win, they go to 12-8. Cavs drop to 7-11. You see the individual scoring totals. And it's the first time that Miami has won here in Cleveland since April of 2007. They'd lost 5 straight here to LeBron and his